Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. We just hit 29.7k subscribers. Can we get to 30k by the end of the week? Please like this video down below and subscribe before we get started. And today we are going to do our prediction for tomorrow's Democrat primary. We basically have had a lot of primaries already take place on the Democrat side, and now we have three candidates remaining: Celtic Joe, Bolshevik Bernie, and Mama Tulsi, and you have a whole lot of dropouts that have gotten a lot of delegates as well. By the way, there will be some toss-up delegates left at the end of the video because states like California, Texas, and a few others have not actually finished allocating the delegates, but it would be assuming that Joe Biden's lead over Bernie Sanders right now, when all the delegates are counted, is probably going to be around 100 delegates at this point. So without further ado, I think it is very important and imperative that we start. I'm going to start in my home state of Michigan. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to go live, maybe going live at around 8 o'clock, in fact, because that's when I think the polls close, 8 o'clock Eastern, that is. So Michigan, as for the state of Michigan, I think Biden is going to win. I think Biden is actually going to win. He's up in the polls. Some polls have him up by like 15. Some polls have him up by 30. Now, keep in mind, if Bernie pulls off some like major upset here, makes it really close, I guess you can say I'm going to eat my words, because last time around you basically had this. Bernie down by 30 in some polls. Bernie comes out of nowhere and wins the state of Michigan. I do believe that the polls are underestimating Bernie Sanders in the Midwest. However, I've noticed that you have this some sort of defeatist attitude among the Bernie bros. A lot of people are just beginning to accept their fate, and a lot of people are understanding that Joe Biden is probably going to be the nominee at this point. Polls showing Biden up in places like Macomb County significantly, which is something we didn't see before. It seems like Biden could tap into that Bernie base a little bit in the Democrat Party. Also, keep note that a lot of people have left the Democrat Party since then. A lot of the Bernie voters that I knew were mainly going out there to vote against Hillary Clinton. So for that stance alone, I really think that Biden's going to beat Bernie in the state of Michigan. Same thing with Mississippi. I think the electorate in Mississippi is going to be like 60 to 70% black. I hear black turnout is down. Turnout as a whole is actually way up from 2016, but it's not nearly as high as it was in 2008. So you guys can do the math on that. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's margins are like through the roof. We've never seen anything like this before in terms of an incumbent president doing so well in their own primary, running unopposed. He's already turned out more votes now through Super Tuesday than Obama turned out in 2012. Plus, the Republicans have canceled a bunch of primaries. If they didn't do that, he could probably get around, I don't know, 20 million votes or so. That's about the same total of votes that were cast in the 2012 Republican primary. So Trump's doing very, very good in terms of his re-election prospects in terms of the Republican Party. However, you do have this issue coming in with the economy. It's very possible that this thing could help him. I mean, gas prices are going down. He's talking with people. He's trying to do something about the market by the end of the week. That's a good thing. We got to maintain positive. If you act like a doomer, you're not necessarily going to help Trump win. However, you got to at the same time accept that we are in trouble. Something has to be done. However, I think Trump can get it done. This guy basically has taken the heat for every issue for 4 years that's happened in our country. And guess what? He's more popular than ever. Approval rating roughly around 44, 45. It was well above 46. So he's still in a very good shape for re-election. The markets are down, but we'll see. We'll talk about this too on tomorrow's live stream. But going back to Mississippi, it's a state where there is a very big black population in the state of Mississippi that really will shape the electorate, like 60 to 70% black. Those are Biden's voters. Those are Biden's base. Bernie's doing well with Hispanics, ironically enough, which was not the case in 2016, partially because Hispanic turnout may be down in certain parts of Texas, even compared to 2016. Big turnout is up in the white areas in the state of Texas, in places like Dallas, Austin, Houston, stuff like that. So I do think that Biden's going to win the state big, if not win it like 80 to 20. We'll be generous to Bernie, 77 to 22. I think that Biden versus Bernie in terms of the black vote is shaping up to be very similar with Bernie versus Hillary back in 2016. You do have a generational divide. Younger blacks, the more SJW types, those people are probably more likely to come out for Bernie. However, Biden maintains his support with the boomer black voters in the South, and that's really what's going to propel him to such a massive victory there. The black voters will do the similar thing in Missouri. This is a state Bernie almost won last time around, back when it was contested. But I think a lot of people understand Bernie's campaign is virtually over, and if you look at predicted betting odds, I'll pull those up right now. Bernie is losing every single state. Bernie is not projected to win a single state, not even Washington. I think Hawaii, not even Hawaii, where he won like 80 to 20 last time. He's not projected to win a single state. North Dakota not looking good, Idaho not even looking good for Bernie. So moving forward, it's going to be very interesting to tell. Nobody is projecting him to win any state from here on out in the betting odds. That's a problem for Bernie. The delegate counts are still going to show him behind by maybe 200 points or so, 100 to 200 points after this primary. But after things like Illinois and Florida shape up, and after he loses Florida, after Illinois probably goes for Biden by a decent margin, it's looking like it's getting out of hand. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. Obviously, Bernie is very, very stubborn, but he actually might drop out before like the delegate deadline, because it seems like he's not going to be able to win at this point. Texas, California, Florida already gone, Illinois, those are the four biggest states beside New York. And at this rate, it's not looking like he's going to win. So I don't know if he's going to drop out. Again, he is very stubborn, but I definitely expect Missouri to go for Joe Biden, something like 58 to 42. Similar thing to how Michigan is going to be judged by roughly, 58 to 42, 58.82 to 41.18. We'll go with that in the state of Missouri. Now it leaves the three states that Bernie actually has a chance to win in. For the state of North Dakota, I think it's going to be very, very close. I'm going to give Biden the win. I think Biden will do well. Especially South Dakota went for Hillary Clinton last time around. I think North Dakota is going to go for Biden. The delegate count will be 8-6. Bernie would do better than this. Bernie's not losing North Dakota by 15. Disregard that. However, the state of Idaho, the state of Utah went for Bernie Sanders last time around, and I do believe that the state of Idaho is going to go for Bernie. It's going to go for Bernie narrowly. I think Bernie's going to win it like 55 to 45. So Bernie picks up a state. He does win Idaho. That's not nearly enough to stop the bleeding of Mississippi, Michigan, Missouri, North Dakota, and it's not enough when you come up to the state of Washington. This is another state I believe is going to be very, very, very tight when it's all said and done. And I honestly think that Biden's actually going to edge out Bernie Sanders in the state of Washington. The polls had Biden up with Warren in the race. However, a lot of polls show that Warren supporters aren't flocking to Bernie. In fact, if anything, they're going to Joe Biden, and that's a problem. Bernie won Washington big last time. Bernie's at risk of losing it this time. I think he might lose it narrowly. So he lost a few states narrowly. He picked up Idaho. So you had the three states that hurt him the most, and then you had three states that were basically neutral for him in terms of delegate loss. He only lost a few delegates in Washington and North Dakota. Maybe he'll pick up a few in Idaho, so that cancels out. So Bernie's going to be down by around 130. When everything is being done counted, it's probably going to be roughly 170 so delegate lead for Joe Biden. And moving forward, that's basically it. Once Florida and Illinois come in strongly for Biden, Bernie's support base is already basically becoming accepting of their fate, is what I've seen from Twitter and things like that. Although that's not representative of the population as a whole, it is a little bit of an indicator. So moving forward, we'll see. Bernie might drop out before Tulsi. Then that'd be interesting to see what happens there if Tulsi can get like 15 to 20% in a couple of states after Biden gets the nomination. If Tulsi does not drop out, it's interesting. Could Tulsi run third party? I know that she has declined to run third party. However, she's campaigning in places like Nevada. Guess what? Nevada already voted. So it's very interesting to see what Tulsi's doing. It's clear she's not running for her congressional seat. She really has nothing to lose at this point. So very interesting to see. But Celtic Joe will be another winner of the night for better or worse. Again, he probably doesn't even remember his name. He basically forgot Obama's name the other day. He's like, President, my boss. The guy's not really all there, and he's not going to be able to beat Trump when it's all said and done because Trump will hammer him in the debates. It's very clear Trump's going to hammer Biden. If Bernie somehow pulls off a miracle, becomes a nominee because Biden collapses or something, that would be something. But if you look at the predicted betting odds, well, actually, Hillary Clinton was in second place earlier today. In fact, I don't know how Hillary Clinton would become the nominee at this point. But maybe if Biden like collapses or something. But Biden's ahead 86-8. I believe that Hillary was at like 9% earlier today. I guess it dipped back down. Bernie Sanders is a very big long shot to win the presidency if that's what his comparison of a candidate of a chance to win is somebody that's not in the race, somebody that probably will not join the race. So that's very interesting. And it's sad because, yes, the establishment ganged up on Bernie Sanders. It's very clear that Bernie probably would have picked off a couple of states on Super Tuesday had Pete and Amy stayed in the race, if Warren actually came out and endorsed him or something like that. So moving forward, I don't know what's going to happen in the general election. I still believe Trump is the favorite. The economy will be a factor. If our economy recovers, Biden has no chance. If we're going to be in some sort of correction, mini recession type of thing, it could hurt Trump, although it's not entirely his fault. So at the end of the day, you guys can tell me what you think below. But anyways, guys, like this video, comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media, join the Discord, join the Patreon and subreddit, links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.